It began at a bar. I was getting drunk with a friend on a Thursday. It was busy. We ended up talking to a nice group of people playing pool next to us. He started talking to me, and somewhere within the shared sense of humour and loads in common, we clicked. And it was exciting, to have found this immediate bond with a new person. And so when he very politely asked if I wanted to go somewhere more private with him, I said a flattered no thank you, and we just carried on talking. So the conversation continued, and it was really fun. The beer flowed in a steady stream, and so did the propositions. There was never any aggression from him. None of the red flags I'd been warned about popped up, and despite a bit of discomfort, I did actually want to keep talking. He seemed to get what I was about, and I was determined to fight that pattern of sex-making friendships weird. As the night went on, we all ended up back at his friend's house for more drinks, and this is where things went south. See, after an evening of excessive drinking, lowered inhibitions, regular compliments, and a genuinely strong connection with somebody who seemed to understand my particular set of insecurities, I ended up saying yes. Not because I wanted to have sex. I'd known that from the get-go. But because it felt like the cool thing to do. It was the thing that I thought the easygoing and sexually empowered girl I desperately want to be would have done. It was fine. Afterwards, me and my friend just went home, and though I felt stupid the next day when I woke up, I was okay. After all, it had been me who'd said yes, and I had enjoyed most of his company, so I just chalked it up to experience and bottled up that weird feeling of needing to cry when he later added me on Facebook. I think that's the point that really bothers me. We haven't had any contact since that night, but he does still pop up occasionally online. He has no idea that anything unsavoury went down that night. There wasn't any fear or physical intimidation. For all intents and purposes, there was consent. But the problem is where that yes came from. How can it be a yes when it was achieved after 8 pints and a whole evening of no? For him, my one positive response completely outweighed all of the negative. My voice was only actually valuable when he was getting what he wanted. And up until that point, my responses were a point of negotiation. My no didn't really matter, only his desire for yes. He manipulated my trust, drew me in with false comfort and understanding, and ultimately made me the bad guy. Bad for saying no, bad for not feeling comfortable with my sexuality, bad for not being the person I thought I wanted to be, and the next morning, bad because it was my voice that allowed the event to happen. Another stupid drunk girl who made a bad decision. But that's the thing, I should never have been put in a scenario where that bad decision could have happened. My choice had been made hours before, from the very first moment I said no. That's where the issue should have died, but he forced his way on. People talk about this grey area of consent, that the communication of desire is complicated, vague, and up for interpretation. But that's not what happened. My voice was not unclear, but willfully ignored, and this is an experience that dominates every conversation I have with other women. I'm done with blaming myself for all the feelings that I should have done more to prevent something, when really all it took was someone actually listening when I opened my fucking mouth.